Burning bales, desperate growers, devastation. It was the scene we showed you last year in apple orchards across West Michigan as farmers tried everything to save their fruit trees.
It was just terrible then. Well, some farmers lost 90% of their crops. This fall, though, whole different story as we're expecting a banner year for Michigan growers as the apple crops are making a huge comeback.
24-hour News 8's Amanda Jarrett has been digging into the numbers. She's live at Robinette's apple orchard in Grand Rapids Township this morning to show us what it means for the state and for you.
Amanda, it looks a lot different out there this year.
Good morning, Brett and Emily. Yeah, I'm standing here in the 40-acre orchard at Robinette's. I want to show you what they're seeing out here. You can see full trees, just a great crop. They're absolutely thrilled with it. Just limbs full of healthy apples this year. And this is what they're seeing across the state as the apple crop is estimated at 30 million bushels this year. Now, new this morning, we've talked to the Apple Growers Association. They say if the estimates hold true, this could be the 12th biggest crop since the USDA started keeping track back in 1980. It's huge for our state. Michigan is the third largest apple producer in the country, and these apples translate into anywhere from $700 million to $900 million of our state's economy. Big bucks. Now, because apples are such a major crop here, heading to orchards and cider mills are just the thing to do in the fall, as many of you know. Good news for you, this year's crop should mean lower prices for you when it comes to apples and cider. It's all thanks to cool nights, rain, and plenty of sunshine. Much different than the roller coaster weather conditions of March and April of 2012. Last year was so devastating to our fruit trees, it prompted the governor to ask for federal aid for almost every county in our state. Now, we talked to the owner, Ed Robinette. He says he's thrilled with the apple crop, but also his peaches and cherries are doing great, much different than last year. Now, coming up at 6:40, we're going to head into the apple house here, take you there live, and talk to Ed Robinette about his crops, as well as pinpointing the prices you can expect if you head out. We're live in Grand Rapids Township. Amanda Jarrett, 24-hour News 8.
It's 6:39 now. This was the scene last year as farmers across West Michigan burned bales of hay in a desperate attempt to save their fruit trees from a late spring frost.
Now, a lot of farmers lost almost everything. But this fall, the apple crops are expected to make a huge comeback. And 24-hour News 8's Amanda Jarrett is live now talking with the owner of Robinette's Apple Orchard about how his crop is shaping up this year. Amanda.
Good morning, Brett and Emily. Yeah, at 6 o'clock, we took you into the orchard to show you what they're seeing here, and a great year this year compared to last year. I know the apple estimates this year, 30 million bushels across the state. Michigan, the third largest apple producer in the country. It's huge for everyone in the state of Michigan, especially here for Robinette's, and we're joined here with Ed Robinette. Thanks for joining us this morning.
Good morning.
And talk a little bit about what this year means for you guys. You really needed a good year after 2012.
We did. Last year was a total wipeout. Our apples were all frozen last spring, and our peach crop was destroyed as well. So this year is the complete opposite. The trees are loaded with fruit. We've had to take extra fruit off the trees to make the crop the right size for the tree. So it's been a complete turnaround from last year that we've got a bountiful crop on the trees and quality looks excellent. We've had great growing conditions all summer.
And last year, you had to actually buy your apples from other farms because you have a lot of people coming here to buy apples, cider donuts. Right. I mean, it's a huge spot here.
Right. I had to buy apples from other growers in the area that did have a partial crop. And so we had to pay a lot more. And thus our prices all had to go up last year. So those prices have come back down to previous levels. And so cider is $7 a gallon this year, where it was $8.50 a gallon last year. And apples like this half peck was $10 last year. This year it's $8. So we've brought prices back to reasonable levels, and quantity is plentiful on every variety. Last year there were varieties that we just couldn't get, and this year we're going to have them all.
Yeah, that's great. People can save anywhere from $1.50 to $2. I mean, that makes a big difference if you're coming out here to buy a few things.
Yep, and like I said, the varieties, somebody's favorite variety last year might not have been around, and this year it's going to be available.
And you did mention earlier, we were talking off camera, it's going to take a while to come back from last year.
Sure, it's as if a factory ran out of steel to make cars or something, and that was our situation. We had nothing to sell. We had to buy it to sell it. So that'll take several years to dig out from a disaster like that, but we're glad that Mother Nature has responded with a bountiful crop and great growing conditions this year, and there should be a lot of fruit for people to enjoy.
Great. Okay, thanks so much for joining us this morning, Ed. Again, more apples mean less for you to pay, so that's great news. $1.50 to $2 you'll save on a lot of these products. We're live in Grand Rapids Township. Amanda Jarrett, 24 Hour News 8.